And welcome to today's show. My name is Chelsea Curley. I am, of course, from the team Thompson, and I am going to be joined with a very special guest today on Dr. Robin Thompson's page. So do give us a like and a share so that we can reach as many women as possible. So like I said, I'm joined with a very special guest today, and today we are going to discuss how the Thompson method helped this lovely mother avoid painful breastfeeding. So here we have the very special Kelly. Welcome, Kelly. I think it's just going to take 1 second. There she is.
Hello,
Hi,
hello.
And Kelly, we all, I think we're all very familiar with your face. If there's any newbies here, Kelly is one of our very senior admins and practitioners, newly qualified Thompson Method breastfeeding practitioner. And I think you're going to love hearing more about her journey and her new business. It's a very exciting time for you, isn't it, Kel? So yeah, welcome.
Busy.
So, Kelly, I wanted to start today really with going back. I know Jacob's 3 now, and it's been an incredible journey for you both. Baby number 6, right? You had breastfed successfully the other 5, and then of course our wonderful Jacob comes along, and you experienced some really tough challenges with him. And why don't you tell us a little bit about those first few weeks with him?
Oh, well, like you said, yes, it was really difficult. So yes, Jacob was my 6th baby, and I had successfully breastfed my previous 5 babies with minimal issues. Jacob came along, and within probably 24 to 48 hours, I had already sustained a horrific nipple trauma, kind of rushed through the hospital system and was already home. Few days after that, I was dealing with complete breast refusal, just about going down the routes of, different private lactation consultants, went down the other route of, being really desperate of the good old tongue tie revision and having that snipped not once but twice. And unfortunately for us, it temporarily damaged one side of his tongue, which exacerbated the breastfeeding journey even further. I think by the time I came across Dr. Robin, we tried nipple shields, supplementary feeding systems. I was completely bottle feeding and expressing every 2 hours, literally, and with a baby who couldn't breastfeed and a mum who was literally in tears looking at a can of formula. I was that desperate.
Oh, bless you. Obviously, I am fortunate enough to have heard this story before, because this wonderful lady was the lady who helped me a few months later when my journey began, and I hit the exact same challenges. But luckily, Kelly was there alongside the wonderful team at Thompson Method to help guide me. And my gut told me not to go for the tongue tie revision, and I was able to successfully breastfeed without having that revision, like Kelly said. And it is so common, and Kelly has worked directly with these women. The revision can sometimes actually hinder breastfeeding further. It takes baby a time to get over the pain from the surgery. But of course, this is the time when we must say that it's our aim just to educate women, to share this information, and we fully support any decision that you ladies, any mums, parents, families make for their baby, because it's your baby. It's your baby. It's your choice to make whatever choice you deserve to make. So we just want to put that little disclaimer out there, don't we, Cal? We're not judging anyone. So yeah, I mean, I can't imagine. I know how passionate you are about helping women and helping women prepare for breastfeeding so that they avoid these challenges. And I can only imagine how much pain you must have been in. You're a strong girl to be thinking about giving up this journey. So here we have it. You're in agony. You were quite far into your journey as well. I think I remember you saying you were around 7 weeks. Is that right?
Yeah, so at this point, Jacob was 6.5 weeks, coming up to 7 weeks, when I remember sending that SOS email to Team Thompson, not even ever thinking that I would hear anything back. And it was midnight on a Saturday night. I remember it. I remember everything, but not, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
and done a bit of a layout, explained what I had been going through in those previous, 6 weeks, and was just desperate to feed my baby, to be able to breastfeed him and to be able to give him everything that I gave the 5 others. So it was, an enormous amount of guilt as well, which is silly, but it's there, it's real.
Typical
it's mum
guilt. Uncontrollable.
Absolutely. Yeah, it really is. And I was so desperate the next day. I remember speaking, to Joanne on the team, and I was ready to pack my bags, book a flight from Sydney up to Queensland to see Dr. Robin. Didn't care. I was there. I was neurotic. Anyway, I did hear something back, and literally on that Sunday morning, the following day at 11 o'clock was when I first met Robin, and my journey with Robin started with the breastfeeding.
And this is a very special point of the journey, as Kelly so eloquently described it there. This is where her journey started, not only with overcoming those challenges, but you happened to stumble upon a new course in your life as well, didn't you? So you discovered the Thompson Method. You now are connected with Dr. Robin herself. I'm guessing you have one-on-one in a rescue program support at this stage as well. What was the turning point for you, Kelly? What was that aha moment where everything changed for you and Jacob?
I think probably it would, there was a few, I guess, different aha moments. And the first one, I think, was when I first met Robin, and Robin, I had this, I don't know why, and we talk about this guilt of, whether it's given formula or whether it's introducing a bottle or whatever it is, but I had real terrible guilt for bottle feeding. And I remember Robin saying, you need to let go of the guilt that you're holding in order to go further in this journey. And I think once I think I was waiting for someone else to say that, and it was Robin who said that. And I remember that she said, if that feed, if one particular feed didn't go to plan, don't dwell on it like I was. And I felt like a failure if you wouldn't, go on to the breast that feed. I would dwell on it. And she was like, wrap that feed up, finish them up with a bottle and move on to the next feed. And I think once that I allowed myself to be able to do that was the first aha moment, because I felt like a bit of a weight had been lifted off of my shoulders. I think the second aha moment was when I read Dr. Robin's theses.
Oh yes, I can relate.
And
I'll pop that below in the comments for any viewers who are interested. We can pop that below.
Yes, absolutely. I think after, being a nurse, first of all, and having that medical background,
and having already breastfed 5 babies,
and having, I was just about to say, and having breastfed 5 other babies, I kind of thought I knew it all.
You kind of do, Kelly. You kind of do.
Oh my goodness, how wrong was I? When I read, Robin's theses, and I was going through some of the content that you get, when you purchase a rescue, and it was literally my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. And it was just, and when Robin sat down and explained the reasons behind why I was having the issues and the challenges, then I knew that it wasn't my fault. And so things just, it was never smooth sailing. Then 3.5 weeks getting back to breastfeeding, it was like that roller coaster. And Robin always said that, you'll sometimes days you'll feel you've done 1 step forward and it's, yay, I've got this. The next day might be 3 steps back, and it can be torture some days. But I think when you know the reasons of why you're having these issues and having that education and knowledge, it starts just fitting, the puzzle starts fitting together.
True.
And
so true. Yeah. And I think at that point, I'm sure you can relate, and we know this is the case. Once you have that education behind you, of course, knowledge is power, but once you have access to that, and equally the support, the kindness, the encouragement, taken 1 step at a time without all that pressure and all the judgmental advice and, I mean, conflicting, confusing information. I think you have that moment, like you're saying, where you think, I can actually do this if I want to. I've got control now. And having the sort of choice and the confidence to make informed decisions now moving forward. Because actually I can go and watch this video, X video, or reach out to the team and get reassurance on whatever I need reassurance on. And it's just always, I mean, you said to me when you helped me, 1 step forward, 3 steps back, right? For a little while.
I always tell every lady that I sit beside and work with and nurture, I always say that, you know, be prepared for that 1 step forward and you've got it, but also be prepared for them 2 steps back some days.
Absolutely.
But, you know, we'll always be there, you know, beside you to support you.
Oh, I mean, Kelly is fantastic. She really is. All of our admin is fantastic. And maybe I'm a little biased because Kelly was there personally supporting me, but Kelly is fantastic. And that's why I'm super excited to share her journey. And we will be sharing below all of the links to Kelly's new business. Nature and Nurture Breastfeeding is up and running. She is actively out there helping women in her community, online, around the world. Kel, you are very loved by us all and you're very special, but this is exciting, right? How does it feel to be doing this, to making your journey extend now?
It's kind of, it's surreal, to be honest, because like I said before, I am a nurse and I've always been passionate about breastfeeding. And after, you know, nursing was always down cardiac route, different kinds of nursing. But then when I done my breastfeeding rescue, and after I had my 5th one, I had the opportunity to go and work in postnatal ward, and they have a dedicated infant feeding room. And so now, as well as having my own business and fitting 6 children in, and Thompson Method and Practitioner, I also, you know, I'm one of these breastfeeding consultants who work in the infant feeding room and on the postnatal ward, and it's really awesome to be able to help even more mums while I'm at my place of work. And you know, it's really inspired me even more. So, you know, the next step is to go and do my postgraduate diploma in midwifery, just to add to the knowledge of the breastfeeding. And I mean, how awesome would that be?
I mean,
so yeah.
I don't know how she does it, guys. Honestly, since I have connected with Kelly just over 2 years ago, I have struggled to balance my life with just one. And she has 6, and she is working in the hospital, like she said, in the postnatal ward, supporting so many women. But she's just completed her Thompson Method Practitioner qualification. She's gone through the Breastfeeding Academy. You've also got your IBCLC qualification, as well as doing uni and assignments and exams, and you're also doing placements as well. I don't know how she does it. She's from somewhere else off this planet, I tell you. So when she tells you that she's enjoying it, she has suffered immensely as well as this being a beautiful journey. And I think anyone that works with you is very lucky, and anyone that watches this, I hope you realize the imprint that the Thompson Method community has had on us both, and the rest of the team that's constantly grown. How much has it changed since we both joined, eh?
Oh my God. Like it's amazing. It's crazy. It's awesome. There's so many words to describe it that, you know, when I first came on board after I finished my rescue, I was there. I didn't go away. I'm not going anywhere. This needs to be spread. Every woman needs this education who wants to breastfeed. It just needs to be out there, and so I'm going to be on that team and make sure that that's what's going to happen. But look at the club. It's went from a couple of hundred members to tens of thousands.
Yes, and we have the 3 different communities as well 4 technically. Well, actually it expands further than that when you think deeper. It's a bit mind-boggling. So we have our free community, our free Facebook group. We will pop the link for that below. We also have our wonderful breastfeeding club, which is our private community for those who have purchased the program. We have the academy group now, so exciting for all those going through it now. We also have the rescue group, which is a period of time where you get additional support alongside your one-on-one support with your Thompson Method practitioner, which is just amazing. And there are other communities as well. And for those of you who want to learn more about the Thompson Method, the free group is an amazing place, or our educators and practitioners pages. They have lots of info there as well. Familiarize yourself with these ladies, with Dr. Robin herself, with her thesis, the methods that she has wonderfully shared with us, and then dive in. Preparation is key. I think you are always sharing this, Kelly, on your page. It's key to avoiding these common breastfeeding complications. And if there are any challenges that arise, we will be there with you every step of the way, holding your hand. And if you're really lucky, you'll have one of these wonderful women being those special ladies to hold your hand, and you will be really grateful for the investment. Invest in your journey. Pregnancy is the time to do that. Kelly is now hosting prenatal sessions, right? How amazing is this? So tell us a little bit, before we get into that, tell us a little bit about the Breastfeeding Academy itself and the journey you went on to get to where you are now.
Oh, wow. So the Breastfeeding Academy, just this awesome, what do we want to call it, educational program, course that is designed for whether there's one you can do if you're a health practitioner already, or there's one if you're a non-health practitioner and you'd be an educator. And so I'd obviously, as a nurse, I'd done the practitioner, and it's just all of Dr. Robin's incredible education, and we go through that. There's 10 modules, then there's assessments at the end where the beautiful Robin and Rachel.
Not for the light-hearted, huh?
No. Just say no. No. Because to have Robin there, who I had observed doing rescues, I had the honor of, shadowing Robin, over a period of 2 years, watching her do her magic. And then for having Robin to then observe me as an assessment is probably one of the most nerve-wracking things I have ever done.
And I bet if she's watching, or she watches this back, she'll say you had nothing to worry about, because
you're fine.
You are doing great.
So that's that, along with the written assessments and everything else that goes with it. And then, me and my team, we are now also offering what's the new beautiful breastfeeding program. So that's for women. We're trying to get them while they're pregnant, so we can give them that knowledge, so they've got the power and the education before they give birth. And it's really awesome. It's run over 4 weeks, one session a week. And
you do this on Zoom, don't you, Kelly? You do this?
We do Zoom. We do face-to-face, depending on where you are. If you're in Sydney next to me, absolutely. And there's it's not just that. There's a whole other bunch of extras that you get with it. Fine-tuning sessions after the baby's born with yours truly, and lots of other things. So that's really incredible.
So tell us about that then. Tell us about this course that you've done. You've been running it for a few weeks now. I think it's actually a couple of months. Sorry, I stand corrected. Nature and Nurture Breastfeeding. What made you think of that name? Why is it your passion? And what is your aim in the next year with this?
Oh my goodness, questions. So where did the Nature and Nurture? So the nature part of it was because breastfeeding is a very natural thing. That's where that component came from. Nurture was because, I was kind of influenced a little bit and inspired by Robin in that respect, because we always talk about how we nurture mums so they can nurture their babies, and that's the way it should be. We should be nurturing them. We should be wrapping our arms around them, loving them, supporting them on this. It can be an incredibly hard and isolating journey when you're breastfeeding. So I just wanted women to know that they're not alone, that I really, there was a reason of why, I always say there's a reason of why I went through the issues I did with Jacob. And that's now, I know why. It's so I can put myself in their shoes, and I know, I don't know exactly how they're feeling, but I have a little bit of knowledge of, what they're going through and how they're feeling. And so that's where the nurture side came from.
I think you already had that anyway, but I can definitely agree that having known that you had been in my shoes and that you can relate and you have such an empathetic personality, you really do care. But I think as from going partly through the academy myself, understanding the importance of language with Dr. Robin as well is so important. It's something you so naturally have picked up, and you're just so calm. You're that very reassuring presence, so similar to what Dr. Robin was for me. So you're offering these sessions before women breastfeed. Sometimes it's not their first attempt at breastfeeding. Sometimes it's not even their first baby. So I can imagine you have lots of questions coming in, and being able to speak to you either face to face in the local community or online. Ah, how wonderful. I'm almost jealous that I didn't have that with Jacob, and I'm so grateful to have that this time round. So you've held a few sessions, you've held a few rescue sessions. We'll pop all of the links for those down below, guys, for you watching and interested. How does it feel to finally be doing what you want to be doing, and you're still going? You're still planning to become a midwife as well. How does it feel? What's your
Look,
message to those that want to be doing this too?
oh my goodness, absolutely. If you're passionate about breastfeeding and you want to help spread the Thompson Method word and what it's all about and help these women, go for it. It was something that I never thought that this would ever lead me down when I had Jacob. And there's kind of no words. And I am looking forward to doing my midwifery, and I will practice doing that. But it's more so, even I just want that deeper knowledge to be able to support breastfeeding women, because overall breastfeeding is my number one priority. And the reason, like I said, why I done the IBCLC, and especially why I'm doing the midwifery, so I've got that much deeper level of knowledge, so I can really guide and hone in on women and helping them in their unique situation.
Oh, that's so powerful. It gives me goosebumps when you speak. I'm just so excited for you, Kelly.
Is that the accent?
And the accent, obviously. Us Brits, eh? So do you think that maybe in the near future you could be offering some midwifery guidance as well alongside nature and nurture breastfeeding?
Well, absolutely, because in the beautiful breastfeeding program that all the educators and practitioners are doing, like I said, there was bonuses extra, the fine-tuning sessions. Another bonus of them is Ask a Midwife. So at the moment, I would, have to rely on Rachel and Robin for that. But soon I'll be able to see you can ask me.
Truly again. Oh, that's so wonderful. And I'm sure as this new business starts to expand, this is very early days yet, and it's already growing, it's already expanding. But we would love to share your journey as it grows even faster in the coming year. And I'm sure we'll hear more back from you. I don't know how you squeeze us in, but I'm sure you'll be excited to share more. Well, I mean, I know that there is so much more to your journey, but if there is anything else that you want to share now, or any last messages for those watching who are pregnant, sitting on the fence, maybe wondering why they need to pay, or maybe they have objections about this, or maybe they're just not sure because they experienced such challenges before that this will even work for them, what would you say?
Oh my goodness. Like we talked about before, I breastfed 5 babies with minimal issues, and Jacob come along. And so I thought I knew it all. And I guess probably if I was one of those sitting on the fence, nah, I don't need it. I so wish I'd had it when I was pregnant, even with my 6th one, when I thought I knew it all. After spending literally hundreds on 2 different lactation consultants, a private midwife, hundreds and hundreds of dollars on the oral surgery, I could have saved all of that if I had, and I would have been much more richer in knowledge as well if I'd have bought the program to begin with. So if anyone's sitting on the page, go for it. Go for it.
So well put. Very true. And some people also, this was me, I'll wait till baby's here and see if things go okay. I mean, that means you're already interested in gaining knowledge. It means that you've got confidence that it's going to go well and that you definitely want to do it. So what can you lose, right, Kelly? What is there to lose? There's a 14-day money-back guarantee. That's how confident we are that you are going to love this. Whether it is a breastfeeding rescue if you're already breastfeeding, whether it is one-on-one support with a practitioner or an educator through the beautiful breastfeeding program, or whether you feel like you don't need as much guidance and navigation along the way and you head straight to the main program. There is something for everyone, and it is just wonderful. There's no time constraints, and it is for life that you have access to this education and support. So do get in touch.
Sorry, and I think when the beauty of it is, it's not just the program. Even if you don't know where to start in the program, you've got questions. We have all these amazing admins from around the world. So the club is manned literally 24 hours a day. If you've got any questions, you pop them in and an admin will answer it. There's really nowhere else that does things like this.
We stand alone with this, and
we
are
really
very
do. And
about,
that's right.
Yeah. It's amazing, and that is why you'll see, hopefully, as the year comes, so many more popping up around the world in your communities. We asked you, what can we do to improve the Thompson Method? And you said, we want to see Thompson Method practitioners and professionals locally. And there we go. It is happening. It has begun. And it is excitement. The Thompson Method isn't just a method anymore. It has become a movement, and you can be part of it as well. So, Kelly, let's read out a few of these comments before we say ta-ta, as us Brits say. So, Teresa, hi, Teresa. She is a follower of us. She keeps an eye on us. She's always getting involved. So thank you so much for your support, Teresa. I understand you so well. I felt the same 20 years ago. And I'm a pediatric nurse too. After that, I helped so many mums, and I'm going to do Dr. Robin's course too. So she's going to be joining the academy. How wonderful is that?
That's awesome.
Look forward to seeing you out there too. And then we have Vivian. Vivian, hello. Thank you for watching. Honestly, the program was the best investment I ever made. Hello, fellow clubby. I'm so glad. Thank you for sharing some love. I'm so glad you think so. It really is for me as well. And actually, like Kelly said, it would have cost me a fortune if I hadn't have made that leap. And what a minuscule amount that I did spend compared to what I would have done had I paid for more further private lactation consultants, which I don't think would have worked. It hadn't up to that point, same as Kelly. And then I would have ultimately had to return either to pumping, which I did not get on with, or formula. So that would have definitely cost me a small fortune. Well, not really a small fortune, is it? Let's be honest. So yes, if you have any questions, let us know. You can connect with Kelly through her page, which I have shared down below. That is Nature and Nurture Breastfeeding. And you can also pop us a comment. You can put #yes if you'd like to learn more about being fully prepared for breastfeeding. And it's been our pleasure, hasn't it, Kel?
Always.
Thank you so much. I don't know how she fits us in, but she always does.
Gotta go and write an essay now.
Get some sleep.
Sleep.
Thank you so much to our viewers as well. And we look forward to connecting with you. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye.